All right, so welcome and thank you for watching and clicking this video on like me doing these cold calls and listening in. And I'm glad you're getting some information about wholesaling and real estate. And that's what the whole main goal of what I was looking for was to speak with sellers and for people and close deals, and hopefully people can learn and actually implement these skills that I use because I use it in real time. But I wanted to stop here before we started the video and let you guys know that I have a Discord group going on right now where we'll be adding a lot of content and information. We'll have some guest speakers who are closing a lot of deals in their markets. And then also we'll be doing that weekly. We'll also have an accountability call every daily. It's like basically it's a whole network of people, investors, agents, wholesalers, hybrid investor agents who are looking to like develop more skills in real estate and personally also develop some kind of thick skin into this game because it's not easy doing it on your own. So I personally want to invite you, any and everybody who's interested, to join this group. It's open for any and everybody right now. It's called the trust group, and basically it's just everybody in there knows everybody, as in we all know what the common goal is, and it's to basically try and close deals together or learn how to close deals on your own, and make this whole community a place of where we can all do stuff and help each other out. And if you are interested, just send me a message on Instagram. It's Derek Torque, and DEREKTORC, and just send me a message. Hey, I want to join the Discord group, and I'll send you the link, and we'll get it going. Take care, everyone, and now on to the show. All right, we're gonna call a website lead right now. Let's see here. It's a new lead. Let's see where it's at. 900 away. Grayton, California. I have no clue where this is at, but we're gonna call them because it's a lead.
Hello?
Hi there. I was calling about the submission that you sent on my website regarding your property on Grayton in Tina Way. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. How are
Yeah.
you doing?
Thanks for calling. That was quick.
Yeah, I was sitting on my desk and it showed up, so I'm just calling to follow up. Yeah. So how are you doing? Happy New Year.
Thank you. You too. I'm doing fine.
What's your name?
Julia.
Julia. Nice to meet you. My name's Derek.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, so I wanted to maybe talk about the property. I don't have much information. All I know is that I take a 3-bedroom, 2-bath property.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice house. I mean, I'm the original owner, and I've taken good care of it, so I've been here about 24 years.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and I feel like, I'm considering moving back to Ohio in the summer. I work for a school. I really want to sell and honestly just kind of rent for a little while and then possibly move in the summer or possibly move next summer. But I've used the house to put my son through college, so now I owe a lot on it, and I just kind of want to get out from under it and I could pay less in rent than I'm currently paying, in my mortgage.
Yeah. I get it. What's your mortgage like?
So I'm sorry, your connection isn't the greatest. I just missed what you said.
Oh, sorry. What's your mortgage amount?
Sure, it's a little. It's like $5,000
You
because I ended up.
uh-huh.
Sorry, go ahead.
You pay $5,000 a month?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hefty mortgage for anybody, honestly. That you're not the only one, but you know, to deal with that every month. That's
It is a lot.
so okay. And then so I didn't mean to cut you off. So you want to move to Idaho?
Ohio. I'm
Ohio.
originally from Ohio.
Okay.
So I'm just considering going back to where I'm from. You know, my son is in grad school, you know, on the East Coast, and he'll be there, you know, probably after this year, another 4 years. So, yeah, and it's so much cheaper, you know.
Oh, of course. I mean, you gotta take into account is that going towards principal, most of that, or that 5,000, or is that going towards just interest?
It's a mix, but you know, I didn't have the greatest credit, so I ended up taking a hard cash loan. It had like a 9% interest rate. I had hoped to refinance this last summer, but because interest rates changed so much, I couldn't do it, you know, or at least do it in any way that made any sense. I kind of, in retrospect, wish I had sold last summer, but I just wasn't ready. So, you know, but now I definitely am. And I had put it on the market in late October. Yeah.
It was only on the market for like 1 day, right?
It was on, it was on until early December, and then I took it off for the holidays. And the feeling was that it might sell kind of like immediately, to be honest. I mean, it's a very desirable location. And like I said, the house is in good shape.
But I think interest rates are a little crazy right now.
Yeah, interest rates. It was interest rates maybe a little too close to the holidays. And I mean, you know, I'm sure it will sell down the road. But I'm honestly I'm feeling a little impatient.
So you feel like you want to sell right away, and you just want to move, right?
I do. I'm, like I said, I want a little time to sort of live, ideally, you know, just renting here. And I don't live, you know, I live like a half an hour from my workplace, so I'd like to move closer to my workplace. Just to sort of, start to save more money every month, and also have a little time renting to kind of figure out, do I really want to go all the way back to Ohio, or, you know, I'm in education, so my salary is decent because I've been, you know, working for the county for some time. But
where's your,
you know,
what county? What county? Or you're in?
Sonoma.
Okay.
I live in Sonoma County. Right now I work for Marin County. I'm a school counselor at Shoreline Unified School District.
Gotcha. Got it. Okay. So, can I ask how you found me?
I'm sorry, say that one more time? I missed you. Can you ask me?
Oh, is it coming out in and out? I'm calling from my computer, so that's probably why.
It's okay. Yeah.
So how did you find me? Because I actually live in Redding, but I buy houses everywhere in Northern California.
You know, I just went online. I just honestly just went online.
What did you search?
Typed in "sell my house for cash, Northern California."
Oh yeah.
And you popped up, and I was actually just in the midst of entering other information on your little form when you called.
Okay. Yeah, I usually try and catch the speed of, you know, talking to sellers, because they're obviously filling out like 100 forms before anybody even talks to them. So I try and make sure.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate that.
Okay, so let's get this right. You put it up for sale, and it didn't sell, and you wanted a certain amount of money, because that's what the realtor said you can get it, you can sell it for, right? It looks like you did a price change for from $939 to $895. Did you get any offers then?
No, not officially. We were really close on one, but then they ended up putting an offer in elsewhere. So no, I can't remember exactly when that switch occurred, but it felt like
Yeah.
maybe it was a little late in the game. At the same time, people were quite surprised it hadn't sold for the 939. In the past, like there was a very similar home. I mean, Grayton is quite small.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 blocks over where there was a bidding war and it ended up selling for 1.2 million.
Was that the same, like
My house is
the same?
Sorry, go ahead.
Was that like the same length? I mean, same square footage, same everything as yours?
I would say everything was the same. My house, honestly, was probably a little nicer, but they had a little more land.
Okay.
But not a ton more. It wasn't like a big country acre or anything like that. It was a house in town.
Okay.
But it was summer, and my realtor felt like maybe it seemed like the week after we put the house on the market, the whole thing with, the Gaza Strip and everything occurred, and that somehow that might have had an impact just because people started hunkering down. Whether or not that's true, I don't know.
No, people are. It sounds like they're reaching out for reasons why it didn't sell.
Right, could be. That could be. I mean, he's a good guy. I just, like I said,
Sure.
I really want to get out from under it before it's too hard to keep up, with my payments. So
Of course.
yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, wow, you got to make that much money to cover that, and then you got, let's say everything during the month, you got to pay for, expenses, food, insurance, electricity. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, right. In winter, I have done that. I got the gutters cleaned, all the normal stuff I do, just because, I don't know, it's still good to take care of the house, obviously.
Yeah.
But yes, expenses don't stop, especially going into the winter months, although now most of the big jobs have been done because, we're in it, so.
Yeah, how long have you been making that $5,000 payment? Because you refinanced, right?
Since July of 2022, and the goal, like I said, was to refinance in 2023, which is what I was honestly bound to do. But because of the interest rates being so high. Like I said, it just didn't really seem feasible or make any sense. So
Okay.
I was given an extension on the loan until July of 2024.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So have you thought about like how much? Because let's say you did sell the property. Did you ever think about, okay, if I walk away with this amount of money, I'll be fine. Like after all the payments, because it looks like you got about almost $700,000, right, owed.
Yeah, I do.
On the house, and so it.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I have. Yeah, go ahead.
So where are you? Like, how much do you need to just move on?
Right. Well, ideally, I would love to make more, but given that, I know.
Right. But how much?
Bottom line, basically what the house is worth. If I could walk away with $100,000, that would be great. And if I couldn't, I'd still consider it. I want to be realistic, and the house has served me well for many, 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 many years. And it really helped me put my son through college. So, I don't feel bitter about it, but I think I'm starting to feel nervous. And like I said, I can look around and see how much I could pay in rent, and it's just, so much lower than the $5,000 I'm paying now. So yeah.
What? Okay, so I have a couple options. We can talk about this. Sure. Obviously, one would be like a cash offer, right? A cash offer, usually like an investor, they're not going to pay, as you can say, like an absorbent amount where you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to take that offer. It's usually an offer that where it has to make sense for both me and you to purchase a property. Like, let's say, because if I did, let's say, for instance, I did pay how much you're looking for, and then to pay the repairs, and then I put it back on the market and try and sell it, I'm literally crossing my fingers on how much I'm gonna be able to sell, like how much money I'm gonna make, and I'm literally crossing my fingers that it is gonna sell. So the reason, and that's what a cash offer is with, working with, someone, like that's one option of working with me, is like giving you a cash offer. Another offer is, because you said you'd be fine with 100,000. I've done a thing where the seller, since you only want 100,000, I give you the 100,000 up front, but you give me the option to make payments on the property for pretty much forever, until I am done with making payment, until the mortgage matures. That's one way of doing it. Basically, that's an option, because you're just like walking away from everything. You don't have to deal with anything else on the property. You don't have to deal with the, if you were to rent it out or something, you don't have to deal with the toilets and tenants and stuff.
Right.
Basically, you get the $100,000. The loan will still stay in your name, unfortunately, but at the same time, if we were to, it's called a performance deed. If we were to not make payments for 2 months on that property, like that's just, for say, it's never happened to me. I own 4 houses, but I make payments on time all the time. But if to say we did if we missed a payment, you would actually get the house back. And it's called a performance deed, where you don't even have to foreclose on us. You'd actually get the house back with the title company. A title company actually forcibly moves the title back to your name on the property, and you actually get a house that's fixed up and fully remodeled, right? So that's one of the reasons, a good precautionary reason why maybe you're hesitant doing something like that, but it's like, well, they're going to fix the property up, and if they don't make payments, so they get the seller, you get the house back. That's one way of doing it, and that's how we can give you cash up front. And the reason why we do that is because it frees up that, like, the extra money and the capital we have to fix up the property, and then put it back on the rental, or put it back on Airbnb or midterm rental. So and the reason why we do that as well is so we can actually get cash flow out of it. So if I can actually make $500 on this house a month, that I'm still positive, and I'm still fine with that. Like, I'm fine with making money that way. So that's 2 options, right? I didn't give you my offer. I didn't give you any of my offers yet, but I'm just showing you how the ways that we do it, right? Like how we can do it.
Right.
And if you have any questions,
or just for what it's. Well, I don't know if I don't know if I have questions, but I mean, the reports have been done and all of that, and there's just so you know, I mean, there's not a lot of, nothing is broken, so to speak.
Okay.
I mean, and obviously,
normal wear and tear.
I know.
Normal wear and tear.
Yeah,
right?
the roof of the furnace are original, so but they both work fine, so I've never had a reason to replace them. Something I've thought about doing was, if I kept the house and put it on the market, was using like Curbio, and because I feel like the paint, it has a very nice sort of French country feel, and but that may not be, I would say it could become more neutral, so to speak. I could paint the walls, that kind of thing.
So here's another option I have also. It's usually most houses don't get approved for this, because it just the matter if the house can be approved for a loan, and it seems like your house qualifies for it, and it's like a white glove experience with us. Basically, what we do is we take care of showing the properties, and like let's say you want $100,000 right out of it after you sell and everything else. Let's say we can do $120,000. You let us list it. We're not going to put a post in front of the house that says for sale. We're still going to put it on the MLS, and you don't have to. Basically, everything after the $120,000 is what we would make on the property. Let's say if we were to sell it for put it back on the market for more, right? So What and
Mm-hmm.
we would deal with the showings. We would pay for the professional pictures. We pay for everything else like that.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
obviously put a lockbox in the house and things like that. You don't have to go out of your way to show the property
Mm-hmm.
like just like a realtor does. But basically, we'll handle the professional pictures. We'll do the same thing where we would list the property, and that would ultimately help you get the most out of like what you can, because obviously if I gave you a cash offer, I have to look at my comps and see how much we can even offer on the property, and it probably won't even match what what I'd like to give you, right, or what you would be wanting.
Mm-hmm.
um
Mm-hmm.
but that's one way of doing that. So it's there's three options. I like the last option because basically you're just putting it on the market, right? And you're still gonna see how much for a lower value than you had it before, but you're still gonna be able to see how much you're wanting to sell. You can still see like if there's anybody out there that's looking for an offer on the property. We handle all the paperwork, we handle all the offers, and when we do get an offer, basically you will be able to see that offer and accept it or not, right? So then you'll know if you're gonna accept it. That's one option that we'd love to do.
I don't understand this last option, honestly. I don't. I mean, I'm interested, but I don't understand on it. I mean, are you? It's
Right.
like, what is the risk to me, so to speak? If it just doesn't sell, am I paying my mortgage in the meantime? That kind of thing.
Of course, yeah. You would still,
Yeah.
we would still. It's the same way of putting a house on the market with the realtor, but
Okay.
we would
Okay.
basically it would be less, but you would not pay any of that. You wouldn't pay any like commissions or anything else like that. That's one reason, and you do not have to deal with and the negotiating and stuff like that. We'll deal with the negotiating. It's basically we'll hand you an offer, and if you like that offer and it sounds good to you, then we'll go with the offer, and we'll deal with the paperwork and the realtor and like the buyer's realtor, things like that. You don't have to the MLS, right? That's what the multiple listing. So that's what we would put it on the multiple listing as well, and we would also send it out to a couple of buyers that we know in the area who might be interested. And so that's why we have to list it, because basically they won't pay attention to us until they know that like we are serious and we have this is like our deal, and they we can show them that like okay, it's on the MLS. So that's how we usually reach out to those like cash buyers or those even conventional buyers who can get approved. But yes, you would be still making the mortgage payment till it actually sells. So that's that's one thing to think about. But we deal with the whole experience of you not having to, because you work obviously, right? So it's like you would not need to show the property, come back home. We'll put a lockbox on the property. We'll have the realtor come and take a look at the property, or a realtor show the property, but you don't pay for that realtor.
Are you listing the property for less? I mean, did you
Right.
than it currently is? Like, how much would you list it for? Is that a way to sort of drum up more business, or
Yes.
or get more folks? Okay.
Yes, I mean, because it seems like it was listed a little bit more, right? And the only reason why realtors list it for like a higher amount to say is because they want to make the most out of their commission. Most of the time they do, because they're getting 3% on both sides. If they imagine that if you were to sell your property for 800, 900,000, they're making 40 grand off of you, right?
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah. It was, according to the Zestimate, it wasn't actually. I don't honestly know where it is right now, but it was listed a little under what that was. I don't know how accurate that is.
Yeah, right
when
now
it was first put at 939.
It
Yeah.
says 880 right now is estimate on it. I don't
Okay.
go by the estimate. I'll do my own comps on
Yeah.
it. So like you owe 700, right? And you said you'd be fine with another 100. So we can list it. Let's say we list it for let's say you want 110,000 plus the 700 that's owed, so that's 810. So if you agree with us, that you'll get 810,000, we'll list it for 800 and 830,000. And if it gets approved, or if we do get that offer, then we'll deal with all the paperwork, we'll deal with closing, we'll deal with that, and we'll pretty much get what's in between that amount. So that for our service, because our service is, we do handle everything under the sun with dealing with having to sell your property and trying to get the most. And usually we'll the days on the market with like when we list it at the right number, and especially for a house that does need some fixing up, you'll get more offer, like you'll get more of an offer, right? So a realtor's gonna tell you, oh yeah, it's selling for this much more. It's gonna sell for this much and they put it at the highest amount of an offer, and it doesn't sell because it's too high, right? And people are looking at other properties where it doesn't need any work, and it's still priced the same as yours, and so you're like, okay, well you're competing against that. But if you were to price it just a little bit less, you're gonna get more. You're gonna get offers because the property still can get qualified for a loan, obviously. So you will get offers at that number, as opposed to like you're competing with other houses and things like that to hopefully it sells. Do you get what I mean? So.
Yeah. No, I do.
I have my partner. He can explain it better for you to you. He can ask if you have any technical questions with that. But basically we can get that started right away. Like we can get it back on the market, put some professional pictures, get it done, and then at the same time I'm reaching out to my buyers at the end and be like, hey, look, we got this property right now. It's ready to go. Like it's ready to sell. The lady's ready to go. What do you think about it? And we can get offers from them.
Okay, well, I guess, and that seems to you, I would still be interested to know if I was going to do it the simplest way and just go with the cash offer, what that cash offer would be.
Yeah. Okay, let's go both.
And
go both then. Let's try it. Let's meet, I can stir up a number and see how much I can offer you cash, and then from there, if that doesn't work out, then we can I can have my partner explain it to you a little better on how we can work this out if it's something that you'd like to do, because ultimately we're just trying to help people find a solution to their what's going on with their house problem. I understand.
No.
So that's our point of view as an investor. We love realtors because they bring us deals, but at the same time, the reason why they bring us deals is because they can't sell that house. So.
Right. No. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the second option as well. I think that makes me feel, a little more nervous, just because I'm still, in both cases, I guess I'm still, you know what I mean. Although the second option, I wasn't paying the mortgage, but it's still in my name. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes. The mortgage would be under your name. But the deed would be on our name for the house, because let's say in 5 years I can go back to my lender and I can tell them, hey, I've been making payments on this house. I've been making $5,000 payments every month for this house. Can I get a loan on this? And they go, well, let me see those payments. And I'll show them the rent rolls or the payments that I've been making, and they'll basically go, oh, okay, so you can afford this house. You're just looking to refinance out of it, and hopefully by that time we fix it. Well, we are going to fix it, but hopefully that time the value of that property is a little bit higher. So then when we do refinance it, we'll still have equity on the house, because basically if you have to refinance, you still have to have equity in that house technically they're not going to give you all the money.
And then when the home, right, and then the home sells, do you happen to know what then happens to capital? Who pays the capital gains tax?
So we pay for it because the deed was under our house, our name. So that loan, that note that we had between each other was completely, it's paid off, and you don't pay any capital gains tax. Only that money, obviously the 100 and something thousand that we gave you up front.
Is what I pay the capital gains tax on.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't get it. There's no way around it, honestly.
Right. No, I understand. Okay, and why then? But I guess the thing is, why are you recommending the last option versus the second one? If the first one just doesn't pan out or make any sense. Out of curiosity.
Well, there's no which one's better, or this one or that one on those two.
Okay.
It's the matter of like, okay, I can either give money to someone, or I can make money with somebody, right? So at the time, but either way, it's still a win-win. I try to make it a win-win situation for both parties. But I'd like to buy house. I want to buy more houses, so it'd be great if we did the second option. It's just put another property in my portfolio, and then I just got to fix it up or just update it. It might take me another month or so, but we put that in the plans. We put the money up front to make sure that we're successful at the end. So, and all that, because I'm obviously going to give you 100 something thousand, and you ultimately get to walk away, and I want to get my money back. So why would I default on the property if if I give someone $100,000 and it's like I have a house, obviously, but it takes a while. So. Yeah. No, I understand. Okay. Well, I guess, I mean, like I said, I still wouldn't mind knowing just what the cash offer would be. Sure.
And then let me, think about the other two options.
Of course.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. And if you want me to explain to you, break it down a little more after New Year's, all that good stuff, I can certainly do that for you. And if you want to work before then, I'll try and give you an offer within the next 24 hours. I can just gotta talk to my partner and see what we got to do.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. And then maybe. Sorry, go ahead. I
mean, next month, right? It's almost the end of the month again, or it is the end of the month.
Correct.
And we got to make another payment. It's like, okay, well, when can we stop? Honestly, to be serious, like when can you start saving your money and move on? Right. That's what the whole thought of it is. And I like to work with people who are realistic about what they're going through and where they're at, as opposed to like saying like someone can say, oh no, it's I don't know, I'm fine right now, and it's like, really, I mean, I'm pretty sure you think about making that payment every month, and it's like pulling teeth when you're trying to work with somebody who's not really wanting to work with you, when you're trying to just give them a solution to the problem. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, I appreciate the other two options.
Okay.
And like I said, the last one doesn't, you know what I mean? The second one is more, I guess I had just never really heard of that one.
Oh, yeah.
The last one.
It's called a subject to. It's called a subject to. Subject to. Yeah, so we're purchasing the property subject to the mortgage staying in place. So it just a lot of people were. This has been going on for years. It's just a lot of people didn't know about it, and then with things just like this, situations where the interest rate and it's just eating everything up, and making your payments so high, it's coming out more to a solution for us, like investors, to be able to purchase property and then help out the seller at the same time, and we don't have to come out with $800,000 up front or $900,000 up front and be over our heads on over just one house. We can buy 2 houses or 3 houses at the same time and work on all 3. So that's why it just basically, you know, you got the internet and everything. Everybody, all information's coming out nowadays so easy. So it's just easier for us to find solutions for people, and that's ultimately what we do. So okay, Julia, let's talk soon. I will run my numbers. I will just.
Can you? Yeah. Well, just in terms of the cash offer, I don't know if it matters. Can you access pictures of the house, or is that not? You know, I don't know if those are still available on the MLS, given that it's been taken off the MLS.
I can't believe they. On the MLS, that's one thing I need to check here. I can have my realtor take a look at that. But they did take off the pictures off Zillow. They took it off everywhere. I can't find any pictures anywhere. It's interesting.
Yeah, I can send you that. You know what I mean? I don't know. It seems to me that could possibly help you with coming up with a cash offer. So I'm happy to send you those. Because that would still, for me, obviously just be the most the quickest, easiest, most relieving. Even if I didn't get up the 100, you know what I mean, the whole 100,000, it would just, it would just be sort of a done deal at that point.
Okay.
But I appreciate the other ideas, and I'll think about those as well. But do you want me to forward you a link to those photos?
Yeah. So
or
I have
I can. I mean, I know they got emailed to me privately before they went online.
So I have a folder where it's a link, and you can upload all those pictures, and it goes right into my CRM or my program, and so I can see all of those pictures, and you can just send me a text once it's up.
Out again.
Oh wait, I don't know what happened. Sorry about that. Oh, okay.
I'm not exactly, I don't know, I'm not that techie.
Oh, okay.
It might be easier for me to simply forward you the email that was sent to me that has the link to the photos. Would that be okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I can send
you. I can't hear you at all.
Oh,
okay.
That's fine. I'll send you an email.
Okay.
I'll send you my email through text right now.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, Julia, I do appreciate it. Pleasure. Hopefully we can work something out. Hello?